Today we're here to talk about the difference between wish list items and needs lists for preparing to do grant research and preparing a year ahead of time for your development planner to determine what you're going to write grants for, what you might need to write grants for, and how to plan for that accordingly. A lot of times I sit down with folks and they don't really have a list of things that they want to write grants for. They haven't thought about it. But then as we sit down and talk, they're like, ooh, we could write a grant for this, and we can write a grant for this, and maybe we can get some money to do this. And a lot of times those are wish list items. Those aren't things that they have to have. It's not a capital campaign or a capital purchase that they're in the process of working on. It's not a piece of equipment. It's not a specific program or project need. It's just what comes up on the top of our head that maybe if we got grant money we could do it, right? A lot of times those items are not in the strategic plan. A lot of times those items are not planned for. It's just off the top of your head. The other side of that is people who are planning ahead and saying, we really want to purchase a new van for transportation, or we really want to hire an additional staff for this, or we really want to refloor our clinic. Those are things that you can plan for, you can research for, you can find foundations that want to fund those specific needs. Now you can always find funds for those wish list items as well, but when you're working with a planner and you're trying to make your organization successful, you want to look at what aligns with your strategic plan, what kinds of things can you look for a year ahead of time. I always encourage people to start doing grant research and writing a year before you actually need the dollars in hand, because it takes 6 to 9 months to acquire most dollars, like actually get that check from the foundation. So if you know you have a specific need for fall of 2019, you need to start looking for those dollars now, as well as sitting down and saying, what are our needs for 2019? Which ones of those are going to fall into a needs list category, and which ones are going to be a wish list? Like, if we get them, great, but if we don't, the organization is not going to fall apart. We're not going to close a program. We're not going to fire a staff, whatever. Focus on the needs list first, and then work towards the wish list. If you happen to run across a grant that fulfills something on the wish list side, fine, but focus on the ones that are on your needs list first. Most people aren't doing that. Most people aren't creating their needs list ahead of time, because then you can mark stuff off and continuously add to it as you work with programs, departments, your board, and your staff as a whole, so you're making sure your needs list is up to date. And when I say needs list, I'm not talking about we need pencils for the after school program and we need volunteers for the fundraising event. I'm talking about organizational needs that cost dollars that you would be willing to write grants for. So think about that as you go through, starting the fourth quarter, start planning ahead for 2019, getting your list together, talking with your staff and finding out what it is they might need for next year, so you can be more productive in your grant research and more successful at your grant writing.